fantasy football season. And here's a few tight ends I have as sleeper options this week. The first guy, Evan Engram of the New York Giants. So Evan Engram, it's been an up and down season for him so far here. But in PPR leagues from week 7 to 9, he had double-digit fantasy points in all those ball games. So week 7 versus the Panthers, 6 catches, 44 yards. Week 8 at the Chiefs, 3 catches, 15 yards and a touch. And week 9 versus the Raiders, 3 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown. So right here, week 11 at Tampa Bay, he didn't do great. 2 catches, 12 yards. But here in week 12, it's a good matchup versus the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that obviously he knows very well, and he's seen 2 times a season since he got into the NFL. So right here, the Eagles give up the most fantasy points to tight ends on the season. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Engram in this one have 30 or 40 yards and possibly find the end zone as well. And he's still available right now at 68% of fantasy leagues. The next tight end is Gerald Everett of the Seattle Seahawks. So Gerald Everett, he's been pretty decent since Russell Wilson got back into the starting lineup over the last 2 games. Week 10 at Green Bay, 8 catches, 63 yards. Week 11 versus Arizona, 3 catches, 37 yards. And right here, he's got a pretty decent matchup on Monday Night Football at the Washington football team that gives up the 17th most fantasy points to tight ends on the season. So Everett right now, he's available as well in 77% of fantasy leagues. And it wouldn't surprise me at all in this one if he finds the end zone with 30 or 40 yards at least. And the third and final tight end I have as a sleeper option this week's Ryan Griffin of the New York Jets. So Ryan Griffin, he's available in 99% of fantasy leagues. And Zach Wilson's back in the lineup, and him and Wilson had a decent rapport before Wilson left the lineup with his injury a few weeks ago. So the last 3 games here for Griffin, week 9 at the Indianapolis Colts, 4 catches, 28 yards and a touchdown. Week 10 versus Buffalo, 1 grab for 21 yards. And week 11 versus Miami, 3 catches, 39 yards. So right here, week 12, he versus his former team at the Texans. I give up the 5th most fantasy points to tight end. So right here, Griffin's a big target. He can make some plays. It's versus former team, and I think he has a good ball game in this one. And he's definitely a sleeper option, available 99% of leagues. That's a few sleeper tight ends I have here for week 12 of the fantasy football season.